I've talked before about how I'm not the biggest fan of Pinterest. I don't really like what it has done for people's originality. I don't know if that's the right word. It just seems like everybody's really bent on creating things that they see on Pinterest that other people have already come up with and not coming up with their new ideas. But one thing that we have used Pinterest for is Mary Jane will find recipes on Pinterest and then share them with me, and then I make them for dinner. That being said, some of the ones that you see, well, let me just be really specific. Last night I made one, and it was called, the title was like 15-minute one-pan meal, and it was advertised as taking multiple times within the article as taking only 15 minutes to prepare, and you only use one pan, so there's only one thing to clean up at the end of the night or after dinner or whatever. Neither of those two things was true. Okay? The total cooking time for the dish, like the two time periods they gave, were 15 minutes. It was like 12 minutes to let the pasta cook and then 3 minutes to broil the cheese on top of it in the oven. Those two things were true. 12 plus 3 is 15. But what they didn't count was the time spent chopping up the onion. Okay? The time letting the ham and the onion cook together in the pan before the pasta was put in. Okay? There were all these things that added more time, prep time and cook time. Okay, you could argue like, oh yeah, they don't include the prep time in the cooking. No, the actual cooking time was even more than 15 minutes. And then you don't count the measuring cups and the knives and the cutting board and things that you have to use to prepare this meal. So even the one dish or the one thing to clean up at the end of the evening was not true either. So it brings me to my point of, it's not just Pinterest, it's everywhere. You have these clickbait type things, and I've talked about clickbait before and how I try not to do that in my videos. I basically say what I'm talking about and that's it. But you have these things that are created, these articles and these titles and these headlines that are created just so people will click on them. And it's disgusting. Like, just say what it is. Don't try to rope people into reading or doing or making or whatever something that they don't want to do just to get access to your site. And I realize your site has to make money and you have to show these ads and you have to reach people. That's a thing that has to happen. But there are enough people out there, if your information is worth looking at, that they will look at it if they are interested. The internet is not going away. And the people are not going away. So don't lie. Don't lie to people on the internet. There are enough gullible people out there as it is without the internet making more of them. So, I don't know. If you're a content creator or a blogger, or even if you're just sharing your experience on vacation on your Facebook profile, don't make it into more than it is. Be real with people and they'll appreciate it a lot more than if you try to pull the wool over their eyes and make something into what it's not. Have a good weekend.